Hi, it's Camila Rose, and I know it has been a long minute, since I have made a video or anything like that, but quarantine and things, so since I'm here at the house, I figured let's do a reading for the new moon in Taurus. Girl, I almost didn't even know. What day is it? Where are we? What's going on? I don't know. So we're here today. And let's see what the energy looks like. I have already put the reading up on theblissinstitute.org. So that is already up. It's talking about all things related to astrology and with the new moon. And this was there's a lot of interesting astrological energy going on. I am here for it. I think that it is time for reflection. It's a really great time for us to do the Taurus thing and cook and bake and, be in the home. Here's the general card. We got the High Priestess. So that's nice, right? The High Priestess for our general energy. Let's do a card for each sign. I like doing that, huh? We are taking control of ourselves. We are in our power. We got Aries card, but I want to talk about this High Priestess. Balance. The importance of balance. Oh, I have a whole thing about balance, so let's talk about it. I have been privy to seeing multiple sides of the situation when it comes to what's going on right now. And from that, I've seen a consistent bit of confusion and fear and information overload and all of those things, which I'm sure we're all used to and I'm sure we're all aware of. And with that, it made me really start thinking about what does this mean and what should we be doing related to this. And I was thinking about fear and what is fear. And this is just a very kind of mid-level earthy response. But fear is an emotional, physiological response to external stimuli. And so we all react to it very differently, and it can serve us really well sometimes. If we stay in a constant state of fear, it can be really detrimental to our health, mentally, physically, psychologically, all of that stuff. And so having this fear be so kind of rampant around things is kind of asking us to step into a space where we can be fearful, but stay aware and present and move and make wise decisions with that being so prevalent. And how, although we may become very, very fearful, on the other side of the scale is love. And so scales have to balance themselves out, right? The balance. And so even if we dip so far onto one side or one direction, we will dip back over and more so find equilibrium, find a homeostasis where we're both aware of what's going on both sides and are able to make decisions based off of a state of awareness and of mental clarity. And I think that taking on some of these Taurian traits right now will assist us in being able to do that. So finding peace, finding stillness, being in nature, being in the home, caring for ourselves, nurturing ourselves. When we started the year, or the new astrological year in March with the spring equinox, that's that Aries energy. And Aries energy is a very whatever you will, whatever you can put all your energy towards, you can birth that, you can make it happen. It's a go, fiery energy. And so we get that fiery energy to help us while we're in that gestational place of creation, where we're in the womb, where we're in the egg, where we're under the ground, and we're needing that heat. Like a seed needs the warmth from the earth to be able to break out of its encasing and begin to grow. So we're needing that heat to kind of wake us up and get us going. But we also, once we break out of that shell, we need to be in an environment that is safe in the sense of it allows you to be able to grow and to move. And that is nurturing. So all of our nutrients and everything like that, we're taking care of ourselves. You know, you have a baby in America, you know, you're lucky if you get 3 months, but you know, you want to keep that child close to you and in the home and somewhere where it's protected. And so that's kind of that Turian energy. That Taurus energy is that energy of that protection, that nesting once you've kind of opened up the shell and once you've broken out of the seed. And how do we find a balance in that? How do we find power in fear? How do we find power in the unknown? How do we find the power? How do we get the gold out of our shadow? And here we're looking at a global societal shadow, and we're trying to kind of like dig for the gold in that and find that. And High Priestess is a feminine energy. It's an energy of going within. It's an energy of psychological balance, of as below, so as above, so below, as within, so without. It's finding that energy to say, okay, we have a lot of external stimuli going on right now. We have to find peace within, and then we have to let them meet together in a way where we can balance out and not find ourselves leaning so deeply into one side or leaning so deeply into the other side. And I, as a Libra, am not opposed to extreme forms of polarity. A polarity brings attraction. It is magnetic. It is something that pulls and pushes and gets things moving. It's an energy producing situation. And so I am not opposed to that. But some folks do a little bit better when they can be a little bit more balanced. So anyways, we're going to find our balance this new moon at this energy time. And we have Aries card. I'm going to see if anything else comes out before I get kind of going on the Aries card. But I guess I can talk about Aries while I shuffle. Aries, you got the, I want to make sure I have this right, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, Aries. Well, Aries, you might not have been very happy because you weren't able to celebrate your birthday and you weren't able to get out of the house and you're feeling a little trapped. Whereas some folks would be like, yeah, I get to be home and I get to like be in the shell and in this really safe space. You're like, I bust out of the shell. I'm ready to go and explore. I'm ready to put things into action. Why am I unable to do so? As a Swords card, this means this is a mental cage. So this is about how you're framing this situation. It's about how you're looking at this situation. You need to go within and you need to get in touch with your psychological side, to get in touch with what is the deeper meaning beneath the surface of this. It's not about what's going on externally. That's not where your cage is. The cage is in your mind, and you need to figure out how you're holding yourself back based off of what you fear is happening to you outside of yourself, like outside of your control. We got a few cards, so I'm just going to go ahead and do some of these. Gemini got the King of Cups. So Gemini, wow. Taurus, sorry, I almost completely skipped you. Taurus got the King of Cups. So you're finding a lot of emotional stability. I figure that probably a few Taurians are thriving in this time. Being in the home, being attention brought to the home, being brought to current caring and nurturing and taking care of ourselves. And this really gives you some of that stillness and that space that you need to get in touch with your emotional side, particularly as Taurus is an earth sign, so while they are grounded, they are not necessarily as flexible or as excited about getting into their emotions as water signs would be. But now you're in this space. The literal stillness of the world is allowing you to get in touch with those more turbulent feelings and to become more mastering of them. For the Geminis, now we're at Geminis, we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's gorge, right? That's fabulous. Gemini, you're doing well. You're thriving. You're seeing the fruition of things that you have planted the seeds for. You're finding the balance. You are seeing that this is just a really good time for you. It's a really fruitful time for you. There's a lot of information going on. There's a lot of places for you to step up into your role of being a communicator, a messenger, someone who can take in a lot of information, package it up, and share it with other people. Like, we need that right now. It's also giving you a lot of opportunities to use these skills. They're in high demand, and so it's a prosperous time for you. Cancer, we have Princess of Cups. So you're doing okay. You know, you've got some of that younger energy as far as it's more new feelings, new access to feelings, a new place to explore. There is a sense of wanting to try something new, wanting to be in a different place. I definitely see some contemplation. So having a moment to kind of sit down and maybe write out how you're feeling and sit back and examine them and be present with them, to not push them to the side so that you're trying to kind of fake it till you make it. This is not a time to do that for you, Cancer. More so, I would say this is a time for you to just be really upfront and really take that time for yourself. You may have been overly caring for other people during this time because it felt like the only thing you could do, but you definitely don't want that to get in the way where like you're letting your own well-being go by the wayside. Focus a little bit on yourself. You matter too. All right, so we have Leo now. Leo has the Six of Pentacles. You're doing the work. This feels like a lot of work. This feels like you are in a plentiful state. There's two ways of you're either this person. You're either the person giving out all the money, or you're the person needing all the money. You're the person needing all the resources. So either you have tapped into your state of abundance and you've made wise decisions and you've made wise plans, and now you're kind of just like, how do I help others? Leo is a sign of service. Or you're sitting there like maybe you didn't make the best decisions and maybe you don't feel very prepared and maybe you feel like you're in need of support and service and you're putting that hand out and asking for it. I would definitely say either way you're coming out on top and you're doing well because you're getting what you receive, what you need. If you're in a space to want to give, to feel called to be there for others, you have the means to do so. And if you're in a place where you're in need, there are people around who are going to be able to support you and to meet those needs. We have Virgo. Virgo got the Two of Swords. You have some decisions to make. Probably about how to find that balance, because that's a High Priestess, a 2 card, and a 2 of Swords. So you're psychologically, you feel like you need to be going one way. Maybe spiritually, you feel like you need to be doing finding balance. But then, like, your mind is still thinking about all of the things that you should be doing. You just have too many thoughts. You're overthinking, overanalyzing, you're over controlling, trying to plan out everything. You probably had some plans be derailed, which is not what Virgo likes. And so you're trying to figure out how you can get back into control of those things by over scheduling, over planning, over everything. So you have to get out of your head. That's the number one thing, is get out of your head. You need to move your body. You need to get grounded into your body. As an earth sign, this is something that you should have some access to. So get moving, go for a walk, do some yoga, run. I don't know, do some jumping jacks. Just get in your body, out of your head. Libras, what are we doing? 7 of Swords. Okay. I know Libra. Okay, so I've been thinking about this because I have a lot of thoughts about this. And I've been thinking about these questions and concerns, and people are like, oh, it's overregulation, and oh, people are trying to tell us what to do, and oh, I don't understand why we don't have the freedom, and I want my freedom, and this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting here like, girl, I mean, if you really, really feel like you need to do it, then just go do it. Like, okay, I don't understand. But that's not the way to be. We should be mindful of others. We should be caring about others. We shouldn't be thinking about only ourselves. We should take care of ourselves. Look at this fool. He don't need all these swords. Whatever it is you're trying to hoard, whether it's your feelings, whether it's your emotions, whether you have a lot of thoughts in your head. You have a lot of ideas and you're holding on to them and you don't want to share them because maybe you feel like people don't deserve them. Maybe you feel like you've done this before. You've had all these brilliant ideas and plans. You've done all this work and then someone snatched them away from you. Like maybe someone is playing you like this jester clown right here, and Libra's like, I'm not going to be stuck with only 2 swords again. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be ready. Libra, you need to be mindful of what's going on around you. Don't be like these folks in the background. Yes, y'all can see them good. These folks in the background right there at the fire, you're just so busy having a good time and trying to be like, oh my gosh, you guys, we're okay. We're going to make it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, where somebody's getting over on you, where you're going to look back and there's only 2 swords left when you're like, where did the other 5 go? Because someone has stolen them from you. Someone has jumped ahead of you in the game with all your brilliant ideas because you were so busy just celebrating all of the wonderfulness that you are. We also need to be mindful of, if we are the person with all of these swords, we don't need to sit here and be like, okay, well, while they're over there having fun, I'm going to sit here and just act like I don't know what's going on and put my stuff into motion and then be like, oh my God, I didn't know you didn't realize that was happening. I didn't know that you didn't realize you could start this business or you could, get this. We need to not be thinking only of ourselves. We need the whole team to win. We don't do anything in alone. We are the sign of partnership. So we need to be the partners. We need to be the team players. Okay? So play with the team. All right? There's plenty for everybody. Scorpios, 4 of Pentacles. You've got a nice solid grounding going on. That's nice, right? You're feeling stable. You're feeling good. You're feeling a little like the world is shaking underneath you and you don't like it, but you're just going to like hold on to the things that you have and go with that. And that's all right. Roll with it. You're okay. Sagittarius, 9 of Pentacles. You again are doing pretty well. That's a great card for you. You're chilling. You're watching the madness. You found a safe place. You found a safe place where you feel good, where you can be in charge and in control, and you're happy to be there. You're happy to stay there. You're happy to not feel that world creaking underneath you. These pentacles are giving me very like solid material grounding. Aquarius or Capricorn. Oh, this is Capricorn's card. All right, Capricorn, what's going on? 5 of Cups. What's happening, Capricorn? What do you feel like you missed out on? What do you feel like you missed out on? You're okay. It's fine. Like, yeah, there's a lot going on, but if you stay focused on the past and what you could have done and where you could have been, like what you could be doing, then you'll miss out on what's available to you. Like, there's still work to be done. You still have a role to play. You still are important. You still matter. There's still things that will come forth from this. Ooh, okay. Aquarius. Should have got Capricorn's card. Aquarius got the 3 of Swords. So this is traditionally the heartbreak card. This is traditionally... I think that you expected something from someone or some peoples with 3 swords. You expected more. You just expected more. You expected more from humanity. You expected more from the group. You expected more from yourself. You expected more, and you were disappointed. It didn't pan out the way you thought it would. It didn't go the way you thought it would. People didn't follow their heart. They didn't follow that path like you thought they would, and it just feels really turbulent and not happy. And so in all of these cards, again, we return to this idea of finding the balance, finding our power, uniting the conscious with the unconscious. So that's the whole purpose and will, is you have the will to do it, so that energy to go forth, and then you take that power of that unconscious and the conscious, and then that gives you this just ability to be able to manifest and to bring forth magic, to be the high priestess, to shift the energy. So you got to find that balance again. Whether that's learning to rely on yourself, Aquarius, whether that's understanding that sometimes people don't come through. Sometimes things don't work out. And so that doesn't mean that the world has ended. It doesn't mean that you've missed out on your chance. It doesn't mean that, you know, that's it, that it's over. You know, sometimes we have to find a way to be really stable, create a paradise for ourselves to make sure that our own, you know, ground is steady beneath us. Not be selfish and think about others, you know, like all of these are saying like sometimes you have to move from where you are to get to where you want to be. And our final card, Pisces, the Sun. Good job, Pisces. Yay. You're feeling the shine, you're feeling the love, you're feeling the energy of being able to be seen, to be heard. People are coming to you because they need your stability, your emotional intelligence, your ability to be able to create spaces where they can forget about what's going on, but still be able to come back to that reality. So you're channeling that energy. You're being some sun, some light for some people, and it's really nice. And you're probably also being the light for yourself. So balance that stuff out. That's it. New moon in Taurus. So, like I said, astrology reading is up on theblissinstitute.org. I might come back and do some readings that are like per sign to get deeper into some of these cards, because I am interested in knowing what's going on with some of these folks. I'm like, what's happening? Are you okay? I think most of all, take care of yourself and take care of each other. That's the most important thing right now. Tap into your intuition, tap into your internal guides, and let's love ourselves and each other. So that's it. Happy new moon in Taurus. Do something that makes you feel beautiful today. I'll see you later. Bye.